Okay, I think it is working now. I'm gonna go to my phone again and make sure. Yay, you guys can see my screen. And then I've learned from my mistakes in the past, so I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I can see comments. Okay. Alright, well, I am so sorry I'm late. Technology, as you guys know, is the bane of all of our existences. So, let's see. I'm going to activate my little polls because I was here early ready to go. Believe it or not, I even had polls. So, yeah. So, I guess I will just go and get started. I'm doing yet another live where you can't see my face, but here it is. Right here is my little face. I am Jessica Wolf. I am the owner and operator of Wolf Treats in Cincinnati, Ohio. I have been baking since 2018. I've been selling since 2019. I don't know what else there is about me. I do cakes and cookies. I'm not a huge fan of doing custom sugar cookies. I like doing logo sugar cookies. That's my niche. And cakes are really my jam, and I really like doing wedding cakes. Um, Other than baking, I am a sign language interpreter. I've been doing that for 7 years. And now with my cake business and with being a mom, that interpreting business is pretty part-time. But yeah, so I'm a wife and a mom to one 2-year-old boy who keeps me on my toes. And that's about it. So that's who I am. If you guys can't hear me or have any issues with the audio, let me know because that would not surprise me with the day I've had. Let me go to my polls here. Has anybody answered these? I don't know. I already activated it. You know what? Mark Zuckerberg and I need to have a meeting. Activate. I don't know. All right. If you guys can answer those, go for it. If not, then I guess here. I'm going to answer it myself and see if it comes through. Probably won't because it's my luck. Anyway, so today we are going to talk about using Zola in your marketing, particularly for marketing for weddings. So if you're interested in getting into the wedding market, if you're already in the wedding market and you just have never used Zola, never heard of Zola, this is for you. And maybe you'll watch this and you'll be like, oh, that's really cool. Maybe you won't, but it'll give you some, or maybe you will watch it and it'll give you a few ideas. If you do have your own profile already, something like that. But what I'm going to do is just kind of tell you about it. And I'm going to go through the process of what it looks like to set up your Zola account and your storefront. So first thing about Zola, I guess I'll just talk about that real quick. Zola is a wedding planning website. So if anybody's ever heard of The Knot or Wedding Wire or something like that, that is what Zola is. And I think they are very pricey now. The thing I like about Zola is you do not have to pay to be on their website. You only pay when you connect with couples. So you'll get a little profile of a couple and it'll, hold on. Somebody type in the comments and tell me if you can hear me. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. My husband and I tried this earlier and it worked, so I'm just trying to make sure because my laptop is going wonky. Anyway, so you get a little profile. It says what they're interested in, if they have any, like the couple's interested in, if they have any like allergies, where they're getting married, and their budget, because you know that's important. And you get to review that information before you connect with them. And so you kind of have to learn to qualify your leads, but it's it's a learning process. But it's kind of cool that you get all that information. Then you can say, okay, I don't think we're going to be a good fit. Or what I find is that even though my shop says that I am not really allergy friendly, people will still ask for certain, like dairy free and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I don't really do that. So in those cases, I would decline, and it's nice because the Zola website helps you like send them a response saying, hey, so sorry, but check out these other vendors that I recommend. Um, yeah, so it's kind of neat. Like I said, things like the knot and wedding wire, which are one company now, they can cost thousands of dollars to post your shop on. But Zola is free until you connect with someone. And even then, it's not, honestly, I'm not even 100% sure how much it costs because you buy credit packages. But, okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Okay, great. Um, but yeah, so today we're going to open your Zola account. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And you actually get to start off with free credits. So I think when I started, they gave 25 free credits or something like that, and it's about 5 to 8 credits to connect with couples depending on like how Zola qualifies their lead, if that makes sense. Okay, so when you're on the website here, actually I'm going to show you also. So this is what it looks like from the client's perspective, right? So they can come on here, create a registry. They can search for all of their different vendors. They can make their wedding website, organize their guest list, all of these great things. Zola is kind of like the one-stop shop for couples, or that's what they, are intending to be. So like if I were getting married, when I got married, I used the knot because that was the thing then. And I don't know if the knot is still the thing. I'm out of touch. I am 30. But yeah, it's kind of nice. So this is what it looks like for the clients coming in. It's catered towards them. Let me show you what my profile looks like from the perspective of a client. So you have your header pictures up here. These are a couple style shoots I did. It says markets, so like the different areas that I work in. It tells them the price per serving. I actually did this recently, but different packages that I've done, and then you've got a full gallery, and then my little bio down here, which I guess I could put my own picture there. That'd probably be a good idea. Okay. So that's what that looks like from the outside, like client perspective. So when you start on Zola, I'm going to open, excuse me, I'm going to open an incognito window here. All right, so when you go to set up your shop and start with this, you're going to go to zola.com. None of that extra stuff that I have. Okay, so again, this is where the client would see, go to vendors, and then become a vendor. So I think I'm just going to make up a little business right here. Vendor name, logo, sugar, cookies, whatever. First name, Bluey, healer. Oops. Emails, my junk mail, don't send me nothing. Vendor type, we'll go with baker, because that's what we are, right? Street address, we'll use a made up one in my city. Oh, okay. I'm not in Colorado. It's not a valid address. Give me a second, guys. There we go, I had to scroll. Instagram handle at Wolf Treats. Let's see if I'll just use my word. Next. Website or portfolio. So we'll do Facebook, logo, sugarcookies.com. How'd you hear about Zola? Oh, look at that. Word of mouth, other vendors. Hey, you guys can totally put my name. Jessica Wolf. Wait. Do Wolf Treats LLC. Yeah. I don't know what that does, but and they are also a cake maker. Submit. Okay, thank you for submitting. So it says our vendor team will review your information and reach out with you on next steps to join our platform. Oh crap, I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. Anyway, so that's how you would set up the account, and I can actually just go in here to my actual account, and I will pretend to add a new storefront. So we'll do cakes and desserts. It will lead you to this when you are actually setting up your thing, but let me go back and just show you that again. Sorry, because I know I went quick. But I can go up here and create a whole new storefront, but up top, new storefront. Let's get to know each other. Cakes and desserts, already said that. Name your business, logo, sugar. Ooh, this is not good. Next. All right. It's linking the one that I just did. Oh, I'm gonna get an email from a rep, I have a feeling. Okay, anyway, so the same stuff that you did before, and then you have to agree to their vows, which is love and respect, quality and collaboration, transparency and trust, community, solidarity, inclusion and anti-discrimination, tolerance and acceptance. So who are we speaking with? It's me, Jessica Wolf. Excited to work together, Jessica. It's really weird to narrate my actions here. So this is my market. So it says based on your home address, this is your physical home market. Yes. Types of desserts. So obviously you have all these different options here. For logo sugar cookies, it's just going to be cookies. But Wolf Treats, we offer cookies, cupcakes, single layer cakes, which is funny because everybody thinks this means a one-tier cake. But to be fair, they don't have a single tiered cake anyway, but they have tiered cake options, whatever. And others. So we'll hit next. What kind of dietary restrictions can you accommodate? You know, if they have all these different options here, which is super cool, but I do not offer any of them. So can I? Oh, you want to? Oh, vegetarian. I can do vegetarian, I guess. Which of these services do you offer? Consultations, delivery setup, tastings. I don't do consultations necessarily. Like I do everything over email, and I do a cake tasting box that people can pick up. Next, now pricing. This is where you really have to think about your policies and what you are interested in doing. Like I don't even know how to explain it, but you're gonna run into like some situations where like people are gonna ask you, you know, can you fit within this budget? And you just have to figure out where your boundaries are. But again, it's a learning experience. So price per serving, my starting price per serving, I am gonna just say around $3. That's what I said in real life too, because that's about right. Minimum serving count. Oh no, what happened? I'm still live, right? Okay. My phone canceled out. So it looked like my live canceled. Anyway, minimum serving count. If you have no minimum, enter 1. I would kind of just enter 1. No, I think I did 12. Because, oh, you know what? I should change it to 1. You guys, I'm learning with you. My smallest cake serves 12, so that's what I put originally. But in theory, I could be doing elopement cakes for just 2 people, so, and those would just be the same size. We're gonna go with 1. Starting price. How much does your average couple typically spend with you? For me, $3.50, and then please indicate most typical range of final costs. Okay, I'm gonna go with 1,000 here because I want people closer to this end anyway. Did you know that oh, it went away. Together we can build the most trusted vendor community too. To get your listing published, you must feature recommendations of your work. We'll help collect these from your clients and peers later. Got it. So the thing with Zola is you do have to get some recommendations from other vendors. So if you need a vendor recommendation, you're welcome to reach out to me. I will see if I can. I'm not 100% sure if I can, because I'm not like in your area, and I think it would be pretty obvious that I'm like not working with you. But we can try. Okay, so now we are at the listing. This is my listing. It's totally blank except for the stuff that I filled in before. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my cover images. And you know what? Drag and drop a primary photo. So you can literally just drag and drop, or you hit your upload. I'm not going to do that right now because honestly I don't know what's in my photo folder, and I'm not going to open it to everybody. So yeah, you upload your cover photos. There's more photos down here that you would upload. I would upload as many as you can. Let me look at mine. Oh, mine's gone. Nope. I want to say that I have at least 25. I've done a couple styled shoots, and I've done weddings and stuff like that too. But it's really hard to get the photos back from weddings sometimes, and I'm not great at photography, especially when it comes to like big cakes. So styled shoots are really nice. If you've never done a styled shoot before, I think there was a live on it. Hook up with local wedding photographers, just different wedding vendors in your area, and see if they want to take part in one of those. My friend is a wedding planner, so I have been invited to a couple. And they're really fun. You get to make a cake or cookies or whatever, and that you get really nice pictures out of it. Yeah, so anyway, we did the business info already. We did our pricing, photo gallery, like I said, and then your bio. I know we've talked a lot about like your about you pages in our group. They're so hard. They're like, what do you talk about? I think I just like word vomited one day, and I was kind of like, okay, that's fine. I'm trying to live my authentic life here, so my name or team name, I guess I'll just go Jessica Wolf, put your title, and then just about your business or you. I would give a little blurb about the business, and I would give a little blurb about you. So I think in mine I said, I've been baking since 2018. I'd never picked up a spatula before then. Like literally, I had never made anything from scratch. That's like my two truths and a lie thing there. But I said that, and that I've been in business since 2019. And then below that, I say, I'm a wife to a 2-year-old son, or a wife to a 2-year-old son. You guys, I'm losing my mind. A wife and a mom to a 2-year-old son. And I enjoy reading. I enjoy, going to theme parks with my family, things like that. And then what sets you apart? Gosh, I can't even remember what I said in this one. Depending on the setup, wedding cakes photos are definitely hard to take. Yeah, for sure. I have a whole like photo booth kind of situation set up that my husband made, and it's really nice. I'm just really bad at like the lighting and the setup and the props, and yeesh. My little photo booth is cute though. Anyway, what sets you apart? I think I've said something like, I care as much about your day as you do, something like that. Put your website, Facebook, if you do Twitter and Pinterest. I do not. I do not all the time. And then your Instagram. Okay. Then down here, you're going to go to your markets. So there's two different kinds of markets. It's like your home market and your travel market. So for me, my home market is Greater Cincinnati. If I'm willing to travel to Dayton, I can add that. Dayton's just like 30 minutes up the road. Downtown Cincinnati, Columbus, all these things. And Northern Kentucky. I do get a lot of Northern Kentucky weddings. Do you travel to other markets for additional fees? Personally, I think that this doesn't necessarily apply to bakers because we kind of have to have sort of a home base, right? But if you imagine like wedding planners and photographers, like if they want to travel to, like I'm in Ohio and I wanted to travel to California, that could be another market for an additional fee, things like that. So I do have these, and so I've actually I've added like Pittsburgh because I have family that lives in Pittsburgh. I've added some towns that are a little bit farther out from where I live that I would be willing to drive to that I feel like I could get a cake there successfully, right? So that's what it all comes down to, but I feel like this is more geared towards other industries, in my opinion. All right. So for me, I added packages, and let me go back to, how do I go back to my other one? Give me a second, guys. Publish listing. Now I'm all flustered because I said a weird thing. Okay. How do I view my storefront again? You're being crazy to me. My inbox. Sorry guys. I don't know why it took me to a weird dashboard here. Oh, this is the dashboard, but you know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I have packages on mine, so I've added like an elopement package where they just get a cake and 1 dozen cookies, like a little cake. I added a micro wedding package where they get a 2-tiered cake that serves up to 40, and then they get 3 dozen cookies. So that's a good way to get people to look at your stuff, because when people look at like an a la carte menu of like, oh, I could get all these different options, sometimes it's a little bit of decision fatigue. So when you have packages like this, people can look at you know, your different options and kind of have a decision made for them. So far I only have the elopement and the micro wedding because those are trending right now, right? And then I plan to add bigger packages later. I'm just trying to see what is most popular right now. But I'll probably be adding a package that includes like a cake for 100 people or something like that. Okay. Services you provide, we already answered this, but I can go down here and unclick vegetarian, even though I guess technically I'd be vegetarian, whatever I do. Okay, frequently asked questions. This is nice because it has the suggested ones over here, and you can just click it in and type your answer. Easy peasy. Yeah. So again, this is one of those things you have to figure out what you're willing to do, what dietary accommodations are available. I say that, you know, I can do a gluten-friendly, but it's not gluten-free, that sort of thing. You know, are you licensed? What special cake items are included? So like, if you do cakes, are you gonna include the cake stand or cupcake stands, things like that? Is delivery included? See right here, does your price include delivery? For me, I always assume delivery, but it is a separate line item on the invoices. But I pretty much require anything more than 1 tier is to be delivered anyway. Okay. How do I know what size to order? I said, I said that I would work with them on that. I have like graphics that I can help them with that. Um, Custom designs, cake alternatives. It's all about what you're willing to do. If you're that baker that makes everything, you're like, I do drop cookies, cake pops, cocoa bombs, cookies, or sugar cookies, cakes, cupcakes, whatever. Like, if you want to do that, more power to you. But just know what your boundaries are. Okay. Next recommendations. These are the recommendations. Like I said, you would go in here and it asks you, I think you just need, oh, it says you need at least 2. I only had to get 1. It says here you'll need at least 2 of each from your past clients and peers. It says that, and I requested 2 of each, and I actually only got 1 from another vendor, and they still let me publish. So I'm not sure how they work that out. But if you have couples that you've worked with, or even just clients that you've worked with, I don't even think it has to be like a wedding client necessarily. I think it's just, better. And then other vendors. And you can send like an email with this link out if you wanted to. Okay. And then you've got your preferred vendors section. So if you've worked with other vendors in the past, like I've worked with wedding planners and photographers and venues and things like that, I'll type them in here to say like, I really enjoy working with this person, if that makes sense, or this company. All right. So let me look. Recommendations, lead preferences. Okay, so now we're going to go over here to this section called lead preferences, and this is how Zola will weed out people that it doesn't think would fit you. So like I said, we did 350 to 1,000 over here. That's about how much that's about how much you want people to be spending with you. If you if this is not this does not like disqualify everybody, because some people will still have, like, I'll still get leads with their budget is $200, so it doesn't disqualify them. It's just kind of a guide. Per person couple spend, like I said, low end 3 to 10. I didn't really base this off anything, to be honest with you. I just kind of put my minimum there, and then I just throw a number in there. But it says it's optional. You can leave it blank. Totally up to you. Again, your pricing, starting price per serving, $3. What do you want your minimum spend to be? So I figured, for me, a cake, like a very small cake plus delivery, would be about $120. So I just put it at that because I'm willing to do that. If I were busier, I would probably up that a little bit. Minimum serving count, again, 12. I do have a lot, as you could probably see, like elopement style cakes, because that's what's been popular recently, right? Because of COVID. So I kind of leaned into that because that's what a lot of my pictures are. I still get requests for larger cakes and stuff like that. But also I'm noticing a trend is that everybody wants a small cake plus a bunch of cupcakes. So that's a fun one. But again, I don't know if that's just because that's what my pictures are or what. But so I put my minimum serving count of that. Again, if I were busier, I'd probably up that to kind of weed out the smaller spending folks. Show our price info on listing page to qualify leads. So yeah, I have this shown like right up front. That way, when a couple looks at my profile, they can say, oh, that's, we're not looking to spend this much, or we're not looking to spend $120. I can't imagine that they wouldn't, but if they're just eloping, they might not want to. So, all right, now we get down to availability. So here, you can mark off dates that you're either fully booked or that you're taking off. Uh, you can see I have this week off. I need to update this actually. That one's booked. That one's not booked. Okay. And you can book out through, I think I just changed this. It was out to December 2024, or no, June 2024, and then I was like, I can't deal with that kind of commitment. Luckily, we're bakers and people aren't looking to buy a cake for 2 years out typically. I find that most brides or most couples who actually book are booking about 6 months ahead of time. Um, I get requests for like things in 2024, and usually what happens is they ask me a question and they drop off. So, okay, so your style, what are the things that you do? Do you do 3D sugar work? I do not. Can you do cake toppers? I do. Text, sugar flowers, whatever. So those are kind of more applying to cakes, I guess. And then again, we have my home markets. These are the markets I'm willing to travel to. I'm kind of like, hey, book me in Louisville. I will make a trip. Um, so the customizations that you do, you can't edit it here, you have to edit it over here, but you can customize cake filling, flavor, and frosting. If you just want to say like, oh, I'm just going to do vanilla cake with vanilla icing, then, don't mark those. Again, dessert types, services. Oh, I do have consultations marked. Look at me. Okay. So that's your lead preferences. And then Zola will give you couples based on what you've answered here. I hope that makes sense. Um, Again, it doesn't necessarily they don't have to fit every single box, but it does help. And then when you get their information in your inbox, you can decide whether or not you want to move forward with it. Okay, we're going to go to the inbox. So, like I said, Zola works off of a credit system. So instead of like, oh, you're going to pay $5,000 to have a listing on Zola, the listing is free. It is the inquiries that you pay for. So we can go in here and let me see, go to one of my, I am connected. Oh, I'm booked. Here we go. So I will show you what one looks like. So I had a bride, Katie, reach out, hey, I'd love to hear more about your flavor options and pricing. And then Zola actually helped me create this. But the information that I get before I respond is all of this information. So you can see, I don't think I get their email address until I connect, which makes sense. But it tells you what stage of planning they're at. So when we first connected, she was researching the cost of bakers in the area. I got their wedding date, which it says if it's tentative or firm, which they were firm. We got their budget here, and then again, flexible or firm, and how many guests they're going to have, where it's going to be. Let's see. I don't know. I thought that they had an actual venue there, but if they have a venue booked through like Zola, it will show you their exact venue, which is nice because then you can figure out delivery before you even give them a quote. What kind of dessert they want, do they want consultation and tasting? Um, so that's the information that you get on the couple beforehand. Let me look at another one. See, yeah, here's the venue. Like they actually booked before they connected with me. So, yeah, so it shows the information there. So it's really nice because you get all this info and then you can say, okay, and you can even see who else they've booked. So like their florist, if, I needed to reach out to their florist to say, hey, am I bringing the floral tape for the cake or you? That sort of thing. Um, yeah. Does anybody have any questions about that? To connect with people, it is typically about like 5 to 8 credits. Um, it depends on the like how qualified Zola thinks the lead is. So let me go back here. Over here it says silver, silver, gold. Um, Gold, they were like highly matched with me. Their wedding's coming up soon. They were highly, matched with me. We're going, their budget was within range. They wanted things that I offered, stuff like that. These ones are like, okay, their budget's within range, but they might not fit the price per serving or something like that. So you can determine, how good of a lead they are. So these ones were probably about 5 credits, and I'm thinking this one was 8 credits. Um, okay. If you do not want to spend the credits on someone, and I wish I had a new inquiry in here to show you, but it would basically just say, um, decline the inquiry, and I would hit decline, and it would say, okay, send them a message, and it has a message written out for you. It has some preferred bakers that I like to refer to in my area, and it has that all ready to go, and I can just customize it with their name or something like that. Sometimes I'll have people come in and say they need vegan, and I'll respond and say, hey, I'm so sorry, I don't do vegan, but here are here are some other bakers in my area who may. Um, so it's nice because you don't just say no, you get to like leave them with a little direction to go in. Let's talk about the credit protection policy. So this one is hard for me to understand, and I feel like I just email them all the time asking them, hey, does this fall in with this? But say you connect with a couple, you spend your credits, and you say, hey, I'd love to move forward, let's talk, blah, 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 and then they ghost you. You can get your credit back. But it has to fall within like these rules, which I feel like I just don't understand, to be honest with you. But I've gotten my credits back because pretty much any customer or client or whatever that ghosts me, I'll just email them and say, hey, does this qualify? And they'll be like, yep or nope, and then they give me my credit back or they do not. So let's see. You can request a vendor credits to use couple returned. If the couple doesn't reply to your initial connection message within 14 days. I feel like they've given me my credit back for more than that, or for less than that, I mean. So just play it by ear. But it is kind of nice because, you know, those credits aren't lost if they do ghost you after you connect with them. Because the worst thing is when you have a couple who's just getting on there and just messaging everybody, and then they just forget about wedding planning or something like that, or maybe I don't know, they've floated off into space. Okay, so let's go look at how do we get to the credits? There we go. Purchase credits. So here are the credit packages, and if you're getting a lot of inquiries, this is probably the way to go. I've only had to buy credits one time, and I bought this package of 30 here. So yeah, it tells you all the deets here. Your credits don't expire. You can, you know, maybe you have a couple on here and it only costs 5 credits. You want to pay the dollar. There you go. Or pay the $5 to connect with them. So, yeah, so I guess 67 times 5. I'm not good enough. So about 335 to $5, something like that, to connect with a couple. It doesn't really feel like it though because you buy the credits in bulk and then you're just like whatever. Um, yeah. So like I said, it's definitely for me worth it to do this system instead of just paying a flat fee. I'm not getting a bunch of inquiries, and even if I were, I could just do this 3 months unlimited for $65. And, 65 times 4, I'm sure somebody knows that off of the top of their head, but I don't. So $260 a year is definitely a lot cheaper than the thousands that it costs for the knot and wedding wear. I'm not dogging on them. They are great. I've worked with them in the past. They're very helpful. If you go on the Knots website, they have a bunch of free webinars and articles that are super helpful with wedding marketing. So get on their email list if nothing else. They may have more, I guess, traffic over there, but when I worked with them, I didn't feel like it was worth it to me. But anyway, I like the credit system. I hope that the Knot goes to a credit system because I think that would be super helpful to me at least. Okay. Oh, and then this is the fun part. You can go over here, maybe over here, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not. Where is this? Oh, listing. Here we go. It's probably in here. There we go. Featured on Zola. So this is, you can go in here and get a little badge type thing. You can get the HTML code. You copy it and you can put it onto your website. So I will come over here and show you mine. Oops, my bad. That's not right. I just think it's cute and it adds a little, what's it called? I don't even know. Like, it makes you look a little bit more legit because you're like, oh, I'm featured on Zola. Like, they're like, wow, that's amazing. I mean, but anybody could be featured on Zola, but they don't need to know that, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my live and see if my, too low. Okay, I'm gonna see where my polls are. We're doing weddings. Can you guys see this? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna ask you guys because I was really hoping that this would. Oh wait, polls. Whatever. Okay, so I'm curious. Leave in the comments. Tell me, have you done weddings before? My options that I put on my cute little poll that didn't work was that I'm a pro. I do this all the time. I've done a few. I want to get into the wedding market. Or wedding orders make me nervous, but I am curious about it. So drop your answer in the comments box, and once it arrives to me in about 1.5 minutes, I will get to see your answers. And then I'm curious what you guys think is the most popular month for weddings. June, December, October, or August. Don't Google it. Just tell me which one you think is the most popular. This, I feel like, changes by generation. And then my third poll question was, when are wedding cakes most searched for? The end of December, holiday season. That was terrible. End of January, end of June, or end of July? Or is it more than one? So I'm going to wait because you guys all know that the lives go a little bit slower to see the reactions and things like that. So while you guys are answering that, I'm just going to go over here and just try to figure out how to delete this. Oops. I'm so sorry about it. I'm going to get an email from Zola. They're super helpful. And every once in a while, they'll send like a little survey. They say, hey, take this survey, and we'll send you a gift card for Starbucks. And so I take the little survey, and then I get my little Starbucks gift card. And then after that, to continue with my marketing ploys here, I will go to Starbucks and I will take a picture of it and put it on my story, and I'll like tag Zola and I say, thanks Zola for the coffee, you guys are the best. And then my followers will be like, wow, she's so cool, she works with Zola. They gave her a gift card. I know, it's all a big act, right? No, I'm just kidding, but it does make my day when I get those little gift cards. They're a lot of fun. Where is the poll? Yeah, Andrea, I don't know why it didn't publish. So we're just gonna, I don't know. I'm very sad about it because I was looking forward to it. Oh, it does say it here. Andrea, I don't know how to find it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe see my replies, live chat. Shoot, I don't know. I do not know. But I've done a few weddings. I actually think I answered that one. Wedding orders make me nervous, but I'm curious. Yeah, they are definitely a little bit more high stakes because it's not just like, somebody's 33rd birthday party, and it's just like, hey, it's a birthday, People take this stuff very seriously. I recommend, getting your contracts in order. But I really like them. I don't know. I just like reopen poll. What is going on here? So wild. Why is it doing that? Okay, obviously I'm never going to do this again with the polls. Okay, so yeah, they're nerve-wracking, but I really like them. You know what's kind of funny is there are some brides that I've never actually met because they'll come and do because sometimes brides and these couples and stuff, they just don't even care about the tasting, so they don't get a tasting. Isn't that weird? Okay, so I'm going to move on here. What do you think is the most popular? Yeah, I don't know, Andrea. It's weird. What do you think is the most popular month for weddings? Nobody voted, but I will tell you it is October, and I am nearly fully booked for this October. I feel like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that, it would have been June, but now it is October. Those fall weddings, I'm telling you what, they are fun. Okay, when are wedding cakes most searched for? It was more than one of these answers, so if you got end of January and end of June, or end of June, you are correct. So, reopen. Why are you doing this? Yeah, so when I was in the cookie college, well, I am in the cookie college, but Heather taught us how to look up Google Trends. And so I decided to look up, when do people search for wedding cakes the most? And it is the end of January. I imagine, engagement season is that holiday season, and then by the end of January, they should be into planning, So they're searching for their wedding desserts then. And then also the end of June, actually right now, is the prime time for wedding searching. And I'm actually seeing that in my inquiries. I worked on my SEO with the Cookie College and with Heather and things like that to optimize that, and I'm seeing some good results from that. I'm getting some Zola inquiries too. So yeah, right now is high time. So if you are interested in doing Zola, now is your time. Do not wait, or you'll be waiting until the end of January to get all of your inquiries in. So I'm just kidding. I get inquiries all year round, but it's definitely a fast time, a busy time right now. So get on there, get your storefront set up and your pictures. I've seen some of you guys' pictures. They are beautiful, and they do not have to be professional pictures. Some of you guys' pictures are incredible. I take crappy pictures. So anyway, get it all set up and get started. And if you guys have any questions, I am here. You guys are welcome to reach out to me. I will help if I can. I'm not an expert in this. I don't work for Zola. Clearly, I didn't even know where to find the credit packages. But I have worked through it, and I've worked weddings since longer than I've been baking. So yeah, so I'm here for you if you need anything. All right, hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go play with my kid.